You trust your own eyes. What you see is real, and what's real is yours. Nobody can talk you out of what you can clearly see. Right, let me show you something. Here is a single line on a card. Next to it, 3 more lines, A, B, and C. One of them is exactly the same length as the first. It's not close. It's obvious. A child could get this right with their eyes half shut. When people did this test completely alone, they got it right more than 99% of the time. So now it's your turn. You walk into a small room for a simple vision study. There are 6 other people already sitting there. Normal people. They nod at you. You take the second to last seat. The man running the study explains the rules. He'll show 2 cards. Everyone says out loud which line matches. One by one. Down the row. Until it gets to you. Round 1. The cards go up. The answer is obvious. It's the line B. The first person says B. The second person says B. Everyone says B. You say B. Easy. Round 2 is just as easy. Everyone agrees you agree, the room is calm. You're already a little bored. Then comes round 3. The new cards go up. And again, it's obvious. The match is C. You can see it from across the room. The first person opens their mouth and says A. That's wrong. That's clearly plainly wrong. You almost laugh. He probably wasn't paying attention. Then the second person says A. And the third says A. The fourth A. The fifth A. 5 people in a row. All calm. All certain. All saying the wrong line like it's nothing. Now everyone turns to look at you. It's your turn. Something strange is happening in your body. Your heart speeds up. Your eyes flick back to the card. The answer is still C. It was C a second ago. It's still C now. But 5 people just told you it's A. And now a horrible little thought creeps in. What if you're the one who's wrong? So here is your choice. You can say C. Tell the truth, trust your eyes, and be the only person in the room who's different. Or you can say A. Go along, blend in, and let the discomfort melt away. Be honest with yourself right now, before you hear what really happens. Which letter would actually come out of your mouth? Sit with that for a second. Because this really happened. In 1951, a psychologist named Solomon Asch ran exactly this experiment. And here's the part nobody tells you while you're sitting in that chair. The 6 other people in the room were not real test subjects. They were actors. Every single one of them. They were told in advance to give the wrong answer. On purpose, all at the same time. There was only ever one real subject in that room. You. The test was never about the lines. It was about you. It was about what you would do when your own eyes disagreed with everyone else. So what did people actually do? Remember, alone, people got this right almost every time. Less than 1% ever made a mistake. But with the group lying out loud, everything changed. About 3 out of every 4 people caved at least once. 75% gave a wrong answer they knew was wrong, just to match the people around them. Only about 1 in 4 held firm every single time. 1 in 4. Now you're probably telling yourself you'd be in that 1 in 4. Everyone tells themselves that. 3 out of 4 of them were wrong. So why does this happen? Why would a sane person deny something they can plainly see? There are 2 forces pulling at you, and they're different. The first one is simple. You don't want to be the odd one out. You don't want 6 strangers staring at you like you're strange. Psychologists call this normative pressure. It's the fear of being rejected by the group. And here's the part that should unsettle you. Your brain treats social rejection a lot like physical pain. Being cast out of the group lights up the same alarm as getting hurt. For most of human history, the group was survival. Get cast out of the tribe, and you didn't last the winter. So your brain learned a brutal rule. Fitting in isn't vanity, it's safety. That wiring is still in your skull right now. The second force is sneakier. Sometimes you don't just pretend to agree. You actually start to believe the group might be right. You think maybe I'm tired, maybe I misread it, maybe they know something I don't. That's informational pressure. When you're unsure, you assume the crowd must know better. One force makes you light a fit in. The other force makes you doubt what's right in front of your face. Both of them end with you saying A. Now Asch wanted to know how strong this pull really was. So he started changing things. First, he changed the size of the group. With just one other person giving the wrong answer, you barely budge. You just think that person is wrong. With two against you, it gets harder. With three, the pressure slams into place. But here's the strange part. After three, adding more people barely changes anything. Three strangers bend you about as much as a dozen. It was never really about the numbers. It was about the wall being unbroken. As long as everyone agreed, you folded. Which raises a beautiful, dangerous question. What if the wall had a single crack in it? So Asch tried one more thing. He put one other person in the room who told the truth. Just one person before your turn who looks at the card and says, "See." The true answer. And almost like magic, your courage comes back. When even one person stood with the truth, conformity collapsed. It dropped by as much as 3/4. Suddenly you could say what you actually saw. Not because the lines changed. Not because you got braver overnight. But because you were no longer completely alone. That's the part I can't stop thinking about. You were never weak. You were just alone. And the person who breaks first gives everyone else permission to be honest. But someone has to go first. And being first is the loneliest second of your life. So think about where this really shows up. It's not really about lines on a card. It's the meeting where everyone nods at a terrible idea. And you nod too, because no one else looks worried. It's the joke that isn't funny, but everyone's laughing. It's the room full of people who all secretly disagree, and all stay silent. Each one thinking they're the only one who sees it. When really, almost everyone sees it. They're just all waiting for someone else to say it. So let's go back to that room one last time. The 5 strangers have said A. The card still clearly shows C. Every eye in the room is on you. Your mouth opens, and will never agree on what you'd really say. Because you want to believe you'd say C. The you that you imagine is brave. But 3 out of 4 people just like you said A. And they were sure they'd be different too. So here's my real question for you. Not the line test, your actual life. How many times have you already nodded along to something you knew was wrong? Just so you wouldn't be the only one not nodding. Be honest in the comments, not who you wish you were, but who you actually are. Would you have said C? Or would you have done what almost everyone does and quietly said A? Think carefully before you answer. Because right now, no one's watching. And that's the only time the answer is really yours.